Hello everyone. In this session, I would like to teach you about markers and keyboard shortcuts in Adobe Premiere. My name is Ivan Torkori, and I would like to welcome you to this training on Adobe Premiere software. So, in this session, I am going to talk about how to use shortcuts and markers. In our last session, I mentioned the Ctrl and Shift shortcut, which performs a cut. It is quite a difficult shortcut to hold down both Ctrl and Shift while using your other hand to press. You can navigate over to the Edit menu, Keyboard Shortcuts, and change this option. If you look closely, it lists all of your shortcuts for you. From the Edit, right over here. From Edit, I will search here and the shortcut key shows me Ctrl and Shift, which I can modify if I want to. A dot or any other section to add. For instance, I press 0. I will add number 0 and save it this way. Once I do this, I can perform this action using the number 0 shortcut key, and it will be fine. Whenever our hand is on the Control key, we can activate Control here and see the shortcut keys. See its shortcuts. I notice that when I hold Ctrl and Shift together, this shortcut section activates, and if I hold Alt separately, it displays the shortcuts for every cut. For instance, if I were to search for Q right here, it shows me regarding the trim shortcut. I explained that to you in the last session. It has listed all the shortcuts for each of these for me, and you are able to see it. Whenever you wish to assign your shortcuts to your custom shortcut mode and keep them, for instance here I added, I searched for Edit. I selected the option for number 0. When here in the Pre-Save section, I click Save As. I press OK on this menu and save it. A sample is made for me here. If I go back again and restore the previous state, it would appear in the default option. I am placing it here. These two options belong to Premiere CS6. 5, and below that is the part where I can set my own shortcuts and always keep them saved. Now, everyone can set their own shortcuts based on the software they use and what feels more comfortable. Change. Well, in every section, by holding Ctrl and Shift, you can view the shortcut examples on my channel. I have uploaded the full shortcuts for Premiere, Photoshop, and all Adobe programs to my Telegram channel. You can also download it as a PDF and have it, well, that is the hand section. Let us take a look at our shortcuts so we can work and adjust them to be all set. These are specific parts of the marker and the marker section. During a previous session, I spoke a little bit about markers. When I have imported a video file onto my timeline panel, if I press the M key, a marker will be created here, and I can delete it. If you do not want it on your video, you can deselect this entire section. Guys, let me share a tip. When the selection follows, Playhead option is enabled in the sequence panel.
Thank you.
That section is always active for you in its own turn. Take a look. It becomes active for you. Well, if I press M again on your video, between a marker gets created I come over here, I disable this, and I leave it disabled. With replacement, I can create a marker where I want. I will do this starting from this specific section. Also with C, now I make a cut. I want this part of my work to be deleted, for example. I do not want to delete it now, I want to delete it later. Well, I hold Alt and it selects it for me from here to here. So that once I have finished editing, I can make changes here. Whenever you double-click on any marker, you are able to set a title and provide some notes.
Give some explanations, for example, this work.
I want this specific section. I need trim. Why are these descriptions here? You see, sometimes you are working at the same time and multiple people are editing, like if you have a lead editor, or we want to go into the lighting section so that friends who are Da Vinci artists can light it separately and do the lighting work, or we want to go to the guys who are sound engineers and work in the audio section. I want them to adjust it. You leave descriptions for the markers, and you can provide them to any of the editors at any time, and by reading this part they can understand what this scene is for. Where is it used, or if it should be trimmed. You can even change marker colors. For instance, I have it here so it gets deleted in this section.
I will fix the spell and delete. DAA. DAA, as you can see, this section has turned red for me. It has written the description for me, so I can click on it to read it fully or perform the task I intend to do.
Guys, I want to mention a point. If I take this section, in reality, and delete it, a gap will be created here, okay? To make this gap to go, what do? Here, when I press Shift Delete, it will completely remove the gap for me. Shift Delete. Now something happened. This marker, when I press Shift Delete, it moved. I want my marker to remain. While I press Shift Delete,
it would come right into the marker area. Option. I am turning on ripple sequence markers, so when I hit Shift Delete here, for me here, it is added. Now for instance, I am adding a single shot here. We see with comma, I added a shot, this marker part is gone. Now I do not want this whole marker part, it would come to the marker section. I hit clear marker and it deletes everything for me. Now guys, I want to disable this section of the footage, or in other words, enable. The shortcut key to enable is Shift E. When you hit Shift E, it disables. A key that is right, these things. We mentioned the shortcut key Shift E. Guys, I want to place a marker on this part, so I will move ahead and mark it. I am creating one more marker as I want to render this specific part. By pressing the slash key on the keyboard, it creates mark in and mark out points, allowing me to select render in to out in the sequence to render just this section. So keep in mind that by using markers and the slash shortcut key, you are able to, at the same time, perform a render and continue working. Guys, I have generated several frames in this part to demonstrate. Correct. Most of this part.
These specific segments create a cut. Once you have selected this item, it fails to display where your cuts are, showing only the cut lines. By holding down the Ctrl key, you can see all the edges of your cuts. Then you can add effects, I repeat. If I go ahead and select it, none of the cuts get selected. If I hold down Ctrl, every single cut section gets selected, allowing me to add video transitions. Or else, for a powerful cut, if you happen to select this, if you want to have a dissolve on the scene, just press Ctrl D. It creates a cross dissolve for every single section. Let me say that again.
Make a selection for every one of these parts.
Created.
Okay, remember the shortcut is simply Ctrl D. In order to view your cuts, you hold Ctrl to select.
That is this part.
Do it. Another thing, I would like this clip to go up and down. By holding Alt and the up and down arrows on your keyboard, you can move it. If you want to move it directly up and down, watch me. Just move it using the mouse. It moves. It shifts. But if I hold down Shift, it goes up and down. Like in other programs.
This. Make sure it is selected. If we come over here and press Shift M, it jumps to the next marker. If we come here again, if I press Ctrl Shift M, it jumps to the previous marker. This section is for adding the next marker. Returning to the previous one, the shortcut keys are these. Hello, clear. The two markers are completely erased. Okay, so I have found a point that I should bring up right here to place a part of this specific audio or this clip to choose. I will proceed based on the rhythm, for instance. On these parts, I place, for example, you guys created the work based on the rhythm. Right now I have not worked based on the rhythm, and that is simply because I want to provide training. It has generated a few of them for you. You choose the clip or the marker, then select marker selection, and you can see it has generated it for you right here. Once we add the marker here and actually select it, go ahead and select your video rushes from the clip menu. I need to select this section now and mark it as a pause clip. Clip option. Automate to sequence. It says, use names or selection. I choose selection on the second option to select the markers. Do it there. Because I do not have audio here, you do not need to check it, but if you had audio, check it to ignore and then click OK. Look, based on your cuts are created, guys. Do you see this gap? The clip I imported has a shorter duration. That is the reason why a gap was created, but the new clip starts exactly from the marker. Created. Well, I tend to use it less often. I usually set the markers myself because I adjust my cuts based on what I prefer. Create. Let me mention one more point. I had forgotten this, guys. We are here. In this specific section, we have set a mark in and a mark out. I want the audio to be separate, which means that when the audio comes, these parts again. It came so that I would be able to move this audio by holding
Alt, I came. When I hold down the Alt key, look, I can move the video and audio with separate mark-in and mark-out points. Move separately.
If I want to select this audio from this point to that point, and if I want to select this video from here. So remember, by holding Alt, you can also select this part separately. Well, I have covered the lessons and markers completely. There were no particular complexities, and the same applies to the shortcuts. If you have just joined my channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video with all your friends. Until the next tutorial, goodbye.